Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a really common expression, the cheat sheet. Now, your first thought might be something negative, right? School, hiding notes, basically deception.
Yeah, that's the immediate association for most people, I think.
But what if I told you that we actually use cheat sheets all the time, like constantly, and in ways that are perfectly okay, even helpful? You might not even call them that.
It's a surprisingly dual-natured term.
Exactly. That's what we want to explore today, this shift from something kind of taboo to a super common tool. Okay, let's unpack this. So, to really get a handle on cheat sheet and, different uses, we probably need to start with the first word, cheat.
Right.
What does that fundamentally mean beyond just, cheating?
Well, at its absolute core, to cheat means to deceive, to act dishonestly or unfairly to gain an advantage. Our sources give a couple of really clear examples. Think about being back in school, taking a test.
Yeah.
If you look over at your friend's paper, copy their answers. Well, that's cheating. You're deceiving the teacher, the system.
You're trying to get a grade you didn't really earn. It's unfair to others, too.
Precisely. It undermines the whole point of the test. And the other example is more personal. Like if you have a partner, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but you're secretly seeing someone else.
Yeah, that's definitely cheating.
It's a betrayal of trust, deception within a relationship. So both examples show that core idea. There's deceit, and there's a violation of rules or trust involved.
That distinction is interesting, breaking system rules versus breaking personal trust. And speaking of school, we actually have this pretty honest story from someone called Coach Shane. He admitted cheating in his high school civics class.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but what's fascinating is why. He said it wasn't because he needed to or found the class hard. He said it was, quote, fun and easy just for that specific class. He didn't cheat in others.
Huh. Fun and easy.
Does that change how we think about it, or is it still just breaking the rules? Plain and simple, what's the intent there?
That's a great question. I mean, the fact he didn't need to might make it seem less serious on one level, but it's still a conscious choice to ignore the rules, right?
Right.
It kind of highlights that cheating isn't always about desperation. Sometimes it might just be laziness or seeing an opportunity to take an easier route, even if it's against the rules.
Like a casual disregard for the system in that moment?
Exactly. So even if it felt fun to him, it still compromised the integrity of the assessment for everyone. It's still a violation. It just adds this layer about, the different motivations people might have.
Okay, that makes sense. So cheat is pretty clearly about deception, breaking rules, violating trust. Now what about the second part? Sheet.
Well, that's simple enough.
Yeah, just a piece of paper, right?
Exactly. A plain old piece of paper.
But when you put cheat in front of sheet, suddenly that innocent piece of paper feels, loaded. It takes on a different meaning.
It really does.
A cheat sheet immediately makes you picture like a small hidden piece of paper crammed with answers or notes, something illicit.
Definitely. Secretive.
But here's where things get interesting. Let's picture that same Coach Shane again. Not cheating in class, but maybe preparing for a talk or even coaching a game.
Okay.
He might have a small piece of paper in his hand with notes, key points he wants to remember, maybe some plays or bullet points for his lesson.
Uh-huh. A reference.
Right. He's using it to help his memory, not really to deceive anyone in a harmful way. It's a tool.
And what's fascinating here, I think, is how completely neutral the object itself is. It's just paper, ink on paper.
Yeah.
It's the context, where it's used, why it's used, and the intent behind it. That's what defines it. Is it for unfairly getting around a rule, or is it just a memory aid for efficiency?
That totally shifts the perspective, doesn't it?
It does. The physical thing is neutral. The meaning comes from how we use it.
Which brings us to the big kind of aha moment. Because we started by saying cheat sheets sound bad.
Right. The gut reaction is negative.
But actually, we use things like them all the time, every day, in ways that are totally fine, even necessary. We just might not call them cheat sheets.
It's almost ubiquitous when you start looking for it.
Yeah.
And if you think about the bigger picture, our brains just aren't designed to hold every single piece of information we need all at once. There's just too much data.
Information overload is real.
Totally.
Yeah.
So we naturally rely on external tools, external aids, to manage all that complexity, to help us remember, to keep things straight. These good cheat sheets are basically extensions of our memory.
Like cognitive offloading.
Yeah, exactly. Smart information management. It's not about cheating the system, it's about managing information effectively. Which raises that key question. What really separates these helpful uses from the harmful ones we talked about earlier?
Okay, yeah. That's the crucial difference we need to nail down. Because these beneficial cheat sheets, they don't seem to involve breaking rules or hurting anyone. Take computer software commands. You're learning a new program, maybe something complex like Photoshop or Excel. There are tons of keyboard shortcuts.
Oh, yeah. Impossible to remember them all at first.
Right. So what do people do? They often make a little list. Control-Shift-A does this. Control-Shift-B does that. Maybe print it out, stick it next to the keyboards or on the monitor.
Totally common. I've done that.
Me too. And that's a cheat sheet, isn't it?
Shit.
But it's just helping you work faster, learn the program. No harm done.
It's a learning aid, really. Increases efficiency.
Or think about something even more basic. Passwords, email accounts, banking, social media. We have dozens of logins now.
And they all need unique, strong passwords. It's impossible.
Exactly. So lots of people make a list, maybe in a notebook, a password manager app on their phone, or, yeah, sometimes even a sticky note somewhere discreet.
Uh-huh.
That list of accounts and passwords, that's a cheat sheet too. It saves you from getting locked out, helps you manage your digital life. And again, who gets hurt? Nobody. You're just accessing your own stuff.
No, it's purely for personal organization and access. And these examples go way beyond just personal tech use.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, think about really high-stakes fields. Medicine, for instance. Surgeons often use detailed surgical checklists before an operation.
Right, to make sure they don't miss any critical steps.
Exactly. It's basically a super sophisticated, life-saving cheat sheet. Or aviation pilots have extensive pre-flight checklists that go through every single item to ensure the plane is safe.
Okay, that makes sense. Checklists as cheat sheets.
Or even something like cooking a complex recipe. A chef might have their mise en place, all set out ingredients prepped, measured, arranged. That's a visual cheat sheet for executing the dish smoothly.
Huh. I never thought of it that way. Even public speaking. Notes or cue cards.
Absolutely. All tools to aid memory, ensure accuracy, manage complexity.
So in all these cases, from keyboard shortcuts to surgical checklists, the goal isn't deception. It's about managing information, reducing errors, being efficient.
Precisely. And like the source material points out, in these situations, nobody gets hurt. That seems to be the key differentiator. There's no unfair advantage gained over someone else.
Okay. So putting this all together, what does it mean for us day to day? It feels like there's a line we need to navigate, ethically speaking.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. It is about ethics.
How do we know when a cheat sheet or any kind of information aid is okay and when it crosses that line into problematic territory?
Well, the sources actually give some pretty straightforward guidance on this. It's quite practical.
Good. What does it say?
The first, it says, choose your cheat sheet carefully. That puts the onus on you, right, to actually think about what you're doing.
Okay, be mindful.
Then, crucially, use cheat sheets that don't hurt other people. That's the big one. Is your aid disadvantaging someone else unfairly? Is it breaking trust? If yes, then you're probably crossing the line.
Makes sense. Don't cause harm.
And there's one more piece of advice, which I quite like for its simplicity. If you think your cheat sheet might be wrong, then don't use it.
Trust your gut feeling, basically, your conscience.
Exactly. Listen to that inner voice. If it feels wrong, it probably is wrong in that context.
That's really helpful, and the sources seem to double down on this by drawing clear lines for specific situations.
They do.
Like, it's very direct about school. When you're at school, don't cheat study, period. Because the whole point there is learning and fair assessment.
Right. Education has a specific purpose that cheating undermines.
And equally clear on relationships, don't cheat on tests and don't cheat on your loved one. Those involve direct harm, broken trust, non-negotiable.
Absolutely. Those contexts have clear ethical boundaries related to fairness and fidelity.
But then it makes this interesting pivot for adult life, doesn't it? And says something like, when you're an adult, that's when you can cheat, but not on a test.
Yeah, that phrasing is interesting. It's highlighting where those good cheat sheets come into play.
Right. For everyday tasks like, say, working on a complicated project at work, or even a hobby like building something or making a video, if you need notes to remember steps, settings, key points.
Go for it.
Yeah. Then you can use a cheat sheet that's okay, nobody gets hurt. The intent is completely different. It's about efficiency, accuracy, productivity for yourself.
Exactly. We keep coming back to that core distinction, don't we? Does it unfairly mess up competition?
Mm-hmm.
Does it break trust? Does it subvert the actual learning process when learning is the goal?
Like in school.
Right. If the answer is yes, it's problematic. But if it's just serving as a memory aid for a complex task, helping you perform better or more accurately, and no one is unfairly disadvantaged,
Then it's probably fine. It's a legitimate tool.
it's just leveraging information effectively. It's the difference between getting an unfair leg up on someone else versus just being organized and prepared for your own tasks.
Yeah. Okay, so we've really gone on our journey here. From that initial, almost automatic negative reaction to cheat sheet
Yeah, that gut feeling.
to seeing how nuanced it actually is and how often these things are really practical, useful tools in our daily lives. It really depends on how and why we're using them.
It absolutely underscores how critical context and intent are. That same piece of paper, those same notes, can be completely acceptable or completely unacceptable, depending entirely on the situation.
Changes everything.
It forces us to look past the label, past the assumption, and really think about the function and the impact. Are we deceiving, or are we just aiding our own memory inefficiency? It challenges that black and white thinking.
It really does. Which leads us to a final thought for you, the listener. Thinking about this discussion, how many other tools or maybe shortcuts that seem bad on the surface might actually have a useful side when you look closer?
Good question.
When used ethically, thoughtfully, where else in your life do you maybe use cheat sheets, even if you don't call them, and just to stay organized, be more efficient, manage information?
Think about checklists, reminders, notes apps, templates.
Exactly. What stands out to you about how you navigate all the information you need to remember every day? Something to chew on.